I'm Kate.
I'm Avon.
And I'm Sonia, and today we are dishing from Cafe Milano, located at 3251 Prospect Street, Northwest.
And today we have a very special guest. You may recognize her from America's Got Talent, because she certainly does have talent. Rashida Jolley, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Now, you didn't bring the harp, but...
Right, because she just carries it
Because
around
you just
with her.
carry it around with you.
know.
But now, you've been playing the harp for a long time.
Yes.
And this is not just, you know, an instrument that you pick up in elementary school and you say, you know, I'm going to play the harp. How
Right.
did you start playing the harp?
You know what? I can't take any credit for it. My dad was a professional jazz guitarist, so that's where the whole string thing came from. And my mother just suggested it when I was 10. No, she commanded me when I was 10 to play the harp. And it was just like an instant thing. When I saw it, I fell in love with it.
And beautiful music comes out of it. Just incredible music.
Thank you.
Now, the harp is kind of like playing what other instrument? What can we, is it like anything else?
Yes, I would say it's like a guitar or a piano. If you like open up a piano, the inside of a piano, you know, you see like a little miniature harp inside there. Very similar to the piano, and it kind of has the sound of a guitar.
So you've been playing since you were 10, right? Is that when you started?
Yeah, that's when I started.
And so why a harp? I mean, that's so, to me, that's so obscure. Besides
Right.
angels, which you look like one, but besides
Thank
angels,
you.
Good work.
I'll take that.
Good
I'll
work.
take that one.
besides angels, why would your mother? I mean, your mother probably thought you were an angel, but why a harp versus a guitar or even
A guitar, right? She said, well, I have 6 siblings and everybody plays a musical instrument, or at one point played a musical instrument. And my mom just said, like, she basically just knew for everybody. It's like, you're this one and that one is this instrument and that one is this instrument.
Jackson
So,
5.
yeah, that's how we grew up. Right?
They're very Von Trapp family, because I have to say that Rashida was a Miss DC as well. So you're at
It's pageant
on
week.
the
It is
table of
pageant
royal.
week.
It's pageant week for
Like
here.
Shark Week or Pageant Week.
97,
Also very similar.
2000, and 2006.
2000 Miss DC, and
Yes.
I remember you and your dad so close, and he would always bring in the harp and help you tune it backstage. Tell us a little bit about your father. He's really been an inspiration and has been with you through this road and then not with you for a while. So
Right.
that really was something that I think captured a lot of people when you were competing on America's Got Talent.
As you know, my father was the most supportive father you could ever ask for, and he was just such a musical genius and sacrificed his own career for us. And my dad would carry my harp around for me all the time. I mean, at all those pageant rehearsals and the competition, he was there lugging that harp around for me and never complained. But he was my inspiration just as a person to use your gifts and talents to give back to people and to just be, you know, to have great character and be a good person. And my father was just the greatest example. And so when America's Got Talent, when I auditioned, they asked me several questions of, you know, who are your greatest inspirations? Of course, I said my father, and they were very attracted to the story about my dad. And to me, the greatest part of that competition was when they did the clip on my father, and they showed my dad, because my dad unfortunately passed away 6 years ago. And so he wasn't alive to see me on America's Got Talent, but the fact that millions of people across the world got to see my dad and hear the story of him was, to me, that was the best. That was better than going through to Vegas. That was the best part of it.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the experience of being on that show? Is it like what we see whenever we're watching? Is the competition really that strong? How did you feel? Or were you nervous? What was it like?
Very nervous. But I felt like the Miss America pageant prepared me for America's Got Talent. Very, very similar in a lot of ways. But I was very nervous, but it was just like, okay, just go out there and just give your best and just do the best that you can. And at the end of the day, you can at least be proud that you did your best. And it was a great experience, the whole thing. It really was.
What were you hoping for? Were you hoping that maybe, you know, you've got a new CD coming out, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. So were you hoping that, you know, winning or being on America's Got Talent would kind of project your career? It seems like your career's already going on its own. What were you hoping for from the show?
You hit the nail on the head right there. It was going to be exposure.
Okay.
You know, 20 million people watched America's Got Talent, so it was great exposure. And then it's opened up so many doors, like my phone started ringing off the hook. I never expected all of this, you know? It's just like, what? These people. So now I have like working with, a lot of people have a great publicist now, and I have a production manager, and I just recently did a showcase, an industry showcase in New York, and won the competition, so now I'm going back to be featured on it. and on October 27th, and then I'm going to be releasing my album in the first quarter of 2010.
Great.
And my first single will be released in November. It will be leaked to radio.
And tell us about radio. I love that.
Tell us about your music, because again, people hear harp and they're like, okay, you know, I have that classical CD in my repertoire.
Right.
Like, what am I? And you're like hitting the harp, and you're all like, you know, wearing the leather belt. Like, tell us what are we gonna hear when we listen to your CD?
And very different from what I did for Miss America.
Oh, there was a big flowy dress. You sit down.
But for this, very different, and it's going to be R&B, pop.
With a harp?
Yeah, with the harp. R&B
Okay.
and pop. I sing, so
You sing as
be
well.
the vocals.
Are you collaborating with anybody else on the CD? Is it just going to be your music?
Yes, it's going to be my music, but also my brothers are my producers. They're immensely gifted. They have their ears to the streets, and they know, you know, as far as like the urban component of it. And my brothers, they just really have a gift for that. And then also, we're looking to hopefully work with some of the great producers that are out now, like Dr. Dre and Timberland, and a lot of those producers, Neo, and a lot of other people.
But you saw that
to
with,
work
I forgot her name, the one who played the violin. Remember?
Mira Ben Ari.
Yeah, her.
Oh my
You
goodness,
said, like,
she's an inspiration to
because
show
you
that.
See her, you see her playing a classical instrument, and automatically, you know, transcending Kanye West and everybody else being able to transcend into hip hop.
Exactly,
So that's
exactly.
what I
You know
was
what? You hear it in a lot of the music. A lot of times it's just not, you know, you don't see the visual of the harp there, but you hear strings. A lot of the R&B music today has strings in it, so it's just kind of just capitalizing on that and incorporating the vocals and having a very soulful sound. That's basically the goal is.
Well, if you were going to have a CD that was about your life, your career, your time as Miss DC, your time on America's Got Talent, what kind of music would it be if it were just about that? Not about you, but about your life here in the city.
Here in DC?
Yes.
Oh, that I love so much. It would just be that, you know, the great thing about DC is that I feel that it has shaped me, being born and raised in DC as a person, because it exposes you to so much. You know, there's so many different ethnicities and cultures. You learn so much. I think even musically, like we're gonna have so many different influences in our music. We're gonna have like a Latin influence in our music, a Caribbean influence in our music. I think that comes from being able to be exposed to that growing up. And so I think that probably represents DC.
Oh, little Rashida Jolley from so long ago. It just works
Rashida,
my heart.
you've exposed us to a lot too, and our viewers. Thank you so much. We appreciate having you on, and as always, we appreciate you watching us. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at The District Dish and become our fan on Facebook. And as always, catch us here next time on The District Dish.